So we've encountered the most dreaded problem an RVer can face. We have sprung a leak. We found it inside my closet, so that's what we're going to be doing today. Getting up on the roof, finding the problem, and patching it. So if you watched our last video, you know that it was a rather wet and rainy trip, and because of that, we found a leak. It's coming from my closet, which is in the top corner of the RV itself, so we're gonna get out the ladder, get up there, and see what we can find. One of my all-time favorite tools. So when inspecting these seals, you want to look for any kind of cracks, separation, any kind of show where water could get in, because if water can get in, it'll find it. So a good example, I will say I cheated and I knew about this ahead of time. You see right here, see how that's pulling apart? Water's going to get in there and can get underneath and run down. So there's a problem spot, we're going to fix that today. So the first thing you want to do is clean the area really well. And you want to use the sponge, just kind of wipe off any extra. I like using the sponge, you can use anything you want. Get all the extra moisture off, and then you want to let that dry. Now Dicor does make a really good rubber roof cleaner. I would recommend using that. Wipe off any excess. It's even recommended you use some alcohol on there just to get it extra clean. Once that's completely clean, then you want to let it dry, and then you can apply your Dicor lap sealant. For this, we're using the Dicor lap sealant. This is the self-leveling. You want to use this anytime you're working on a roof with like a level surface, because what this is going to do, you put on just a small amount, it's going to expand and find any loose areas, ridges, holes, and level out across it. They do make another kind that doesn't do that. It's just a different chemical compound where it'll actually stick and adhere. You can use that more to the side of things or where you don't want it to expand. But for a roof, this is the perfect place to use it. So just use your typical caulking gun. Ready to go. So once you got your sealant, just apply a generous amount. Anywhere you see a crack. So what that's going to do, if it's that big, it's going to spread out and it's going to find any hole or crack and seal that up. Now you want to let this dry for 6 to 8 hours. So you definitely don't want any rain. You want to let that dry, and they say it's best to let it cure for even a couple days, but sometimes it's hard to do that, so you got to work with what you got. So then you just want to inspect the rest of the roof, see if there's anything else you need to find, and just do this around the roof. So there's no reason to rip up all that's there unless it's really old and it's drying and cracking and peeling off completely. Then you'd want to remove the old stuff, put down a whole new level. But for just this, only a year old in our case, we're just looking for any cracks and defects and filling it in, just doing a patching job. And that's pretty much it. In this heat, you can see it doesn't take long for it to start to solidify. So here it is about 6 hours later. You can see how it just expanded to fill in those cracks. Pretty cool stuff. Alright, so it's been a few weeks since we did the patching job. It has rained multiple times, actually some pretty hard storms at times. We've even hitched up, gone on a trip, and it rained on that trip, and we've had no leaks. Zero. So I feel like this was a job well done. So if you thought this was helpful or you enjoyed the video, just give it a thumbs up and also subscribe while you're here, and we will see you next time. Here's a bonus tip. When you are done, leave a little bit of a knob on the top there. And what that'll do, next time we want to use it, It's like a handle to grab it and just pull it off.